Hey guys, here I am for another weekly review. Here's a catalog, which, believe it or not, was the first catalog I ever produced. And if you look at the date here, it's 1989. This is before computers and stuff, so you had to do paste up and stuff. So, this compute was 11 by 17 folded in half. So you could see I had here Throw Your Voice, a lot of the famous things, Vampire Blood, the Vampire Bat, which was always, and of course the 7-foot monster ghost, as you see here. I also had other products there that were very unique and separate. This here is a bank, actually. It was Castle Horror Bank. Today, I actually sold one of them for $150 a while back. I still have a few of the originals there. But guys, see Blank Firing Pistol, Talking Toilet, a lot of the famous classics. Here you have, Foaming Sugar, the Hypno Coin, the Yakety Yak Talking Teeth. But I thought I'd show you guys this old catalog here because and the reason I'm actually showing is because I came across a very interesting item, which is back in the day when I had the Fun Factory, as I told you guys, after this, when I first did this catalog, about a year or two later, I joined forces with the original Fun Factory guy, Lou Wise, and we opened up the Fun Factory again back in, 1992, I think it was, 92, 93. And here I found some original envelopes from my orders that would come in. And here is an envelope with somebody placed an order and attached the original ad. This is the ad from the comic books, as you can see here, see? As my 7-foot monster goes, Fun Factory, it says on top there, see? 117 Fort Leroy, Leonia, where we were located, and it has the 25 lessons in Hypno Coin there, and the werewolf mask, and the 10-in-1 instrument. So you see, guys, this is my ad from 1992 that came out in 1993, and here is, so you could see, here's 1992, one of the postmarked envelopes. Now, I have about maybe 4,000 of these orders that came from that particular ad, and I have them all. I just bought a few to show, some of the things that people bought at the time. As you can see, little kids writing or adults, parents writing for them. And here are, just a few of the orders. I just thought I bought that to show you guys so that you could see, how I actually would be the last mail order company, because prior to this ad, it had been 10 years since somebody had actually had a full-page ad in comics, and until I came around with Lou Weiss, and then we had that. So one of the things I praise God, thank you, Jesus, for that, is that I was able to have my dream come true with having my own full-page comic book ad, since that had been what I had spent so many years collecting. So as you could see here, different thing, again, 1992, October. And the reason is because the comic book was a 93 comic book, January, but it went on sale, if I'm correct, around, October, November of that year, of 92. So, guys, if you notice in the original catalog, it was House of Unusual. Then it became Fun Factory. And then later I made it House of the Unusual. The reason for that is because House of Unusual, when you told the person, they would say, hey, what is it, House of the Unusual? So having said that, guys, I also want to bring to your attention, you guys have seen Mail Order Mysteries. Here it portrays a lot of my collection. Kirk Damaris flew up this way and he photographed 90% of my collection, and it appears in this book. Now, this book here could be, different prices, anywhere from $100 to, here are my original boxes with the 6-foot monsters that I have. And of course, my favorite here are the Johnson Smith 7-foot Ghost and the Melton Company Ghost. I have actually framed both of those since that time of the book came out in 2011. Here, my 7 gigantic dinosaurs and, quite a few things. And Ray Castile is a good friend of mine, was the guy that dedicated this part of the book, because he's the guy that owns the mask. And if you were to look through this book and you want to see where you can find me, Kirk put me right here in the back in page 154, where you could see me as a kid dressed in Superman, and here I am as today. And, a little short story there about my life and so forth, and, what products in the book are mine, which is 80% of it. The only things that are not, a few Charles Atlas stuff, that's the Charles Atlas. I mean, I have it, but it was the original owner, not the original, the owner of Charles Atlas today who did this dedication there and so forth. And anyway, guys, the only reason I bought this book and showed it to you guys again is because, you know, I happened to come across my original mail order items and stuff. And I thought, and before I do the review today, I know I just want to show you guys I came across some, you know, interesting stuff. And here are some catalogs that I wanted to show you guys real quick. This is Abracadabra Magic Shop. As you could see, it's a very simple catalog, and they are, believe it or not, still kind of in business today, making him the real last mail order person, because I bought for him, his name is Bob, when I was a kid. During the 80s, when magazines such as wrestling magazines were famous, that, you know, WWF became really popular, companies like this one here started emerging. This is called Brad's Fun Shop, and as you can see, their catalog was very simple, and they try to reproduce the stuff from the 70s. I was selling at the same time these people were. You know, I was actually starting out, because in the 80s, it was kind of hard to you know, do a lot of the mail order stuff because we didn't have computers. Now, this is, of course, the House of 1,000 Mysteries. This catalog is the granddaddy for all mail order catalogs, I think. And I just thought I'd show you guys that so you can get an idea of some catalogs I did find. Also, guys, this today, actually, this could be used for today. This is the 7-foot monster robot plans made by none other than my buddy up in Canada. He designed them for the House of the Unusual. It's a great item, and it's something I think, if you guys get this, I think so you could buy the laser gun plans. If you guys were to get this, I think you would really have fun with it, especially if you have young kids or grandkids in building it. So I would recommend that as well. And one thing I want, here's another company from the 70s. It was actually they appeared in early 70s and later, so I you know, you could see them more. It's called Gardner Products and Gardner Novelty Company, and you can see a lot of the ads in here were kind of like from S.S. Adams. This wasn't like a really big company or anything, but their catalog is nice. You know, it's a nice little catalog, well done. And you know, just wanted to show you guys some of those catalogs. I will go over and redo one today. I will actually go over one of the Abracadabra Magic Shop ones so you can get an idea of, you know, what items they sold. Now, I have a book here, Where is Area 51? Okay, and I bought this book because I found it in my storage. I don't know exactly when it was published, and that has nothing to do. It's not about the book we're reviewing, but I just thought that the topic that I'm talking about today lends itself to here. Now, here is the laser gun or laser pistol plans. They also had a one which is the phaser. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it in my storage. I have 100 of them, but when I needed to do this review, I didn't have them. But I've reviewed it in prior videos. The laser gun pistol plans. One of the exciting thing about the laser gun plans is that what it does, it teaches you how to take a laser, not a laser, but, you know, like a toy gun, a water pistol, or one of those friction pistols that have fire when you pull the trigger, it goes, and you would open it up, and it shows you how to convert and make a simulated laser pistol. Now, the reason this attracted me a lot as a kid is because if you look at it, it reminds me of the Lost in Space laser that Will Robinson used to have. So because of that, I was always intrigued with this, and, you know, I've always been a big laser plan guy. Now, well, if you guys could see here, it's a big giant poster of an American Circle Corp ad, and this is one of my favorite ads because this was my favorite thing from American Circle, the 25 lessons in hypnotism coin there, free, and of course the finger chopper, the x-ray specs. But I have this flyer here of this big giant thing I printed way back because I love this, and I was actually going to frame this, but, you know, as you could see, this was done in like the early 80s. As you can see, I printed this and first taped it together from you know, different pages. Printers back then didn't really print large stuff, but anyway, this poster has been with me for a very, very long time. Okay, guys, so what I was reviewing was the laser pistol plans, but I wanted to show you guys something that's unique. I found among my collection one of the rarest, most interesting items ever made. Now, you guys, I'm sure you guys heard of Buck Rogers, okay? Now, Buck Rogers in the 25th century was done in the early 30s, and later on they actually did it in the 1980s, where I remember I was in love with the girl that played the part there. It's kind of funny, I have a mental block right now, her name, but everybody knows who I'm talking about. In the 80s, I was in love with her. Erin Gray, that's her name, Erin Gray. But she was so beautiful. I was like, wow, man. But anyway, guys, what I wanted to show you is, and I've mentioned before that in 1995, I had a storage house fire in the facility where I store my stuff, and I lost 4 storage units filled with stuff. Other stuff got, damaged. I was looking throughout my collection. I came across 2 original Buck Rogers laser ray guns that you will use. This one here, as you could see, this one you would click the thing here, and it you pull the trigger and it snaps. I don't want to do it because I'm scared something might break in it. It's not in the greatest condition, but still at this condition, they go for a little bit over $100. At the end of this video, I'm going to add another video from a gun I had last year that I sold. It was a Hiller water gun, I think, originally called, but it was the atomic water pistol or atomic something. It's considered to be the most expensive ever gun or, water pistol. But this one's here, like I said, this one can demand many, many prices. But the one I believe now has become more rare. In fact, the Museum of Aeronautics, I think it is, has a sample of it. It's called the Buck Rogers Liquid Helium Water Pistol. Now, this is being held with a rubber band here because, as you could see, the damage of the water damage that fell on my fire, when I had the fire and stuff, kind of destroyed it. And I kind of took it apart to try to clean it up a little. It's non-functional, obviously. There's a part in here that kind of over the years wears out, so it doesn't matter how good of a condition it's in. Most likely it will not function. I've never seen any one that actually functions today. This pistol is probably, if you can get one in really, really good condition, I would say it's probably the world's most expensive water pistol that you can buy. Right now, one like this just sold on eBay about a week and a half ago for over $300 in this condition. In good condition, you can expect to pay $600, $700, $800. They had an atomic water pistol actually last week on the one that I told you I had before, which I'm going to post a video of me, shooting and using it, because that one, actually not using it because you couldn't put water in that one either because it was very old, but I didn't have the box. Whoever last week was selling it had a reproduction box made that was unlike anything I've ever seen. But guys, this water pistol that you're seeing here, I'm actually sending it off to my buddy up in Canada as a gift. Why am I doing that? Because, he's helped me out a lot, man. And that's how I get people out there help me out, because you got to be nice to people. One thing I've always said, if you charge people, there's no favors there. There's nothing. But if you open your heart as Christians, if you, what I believe is what Jesus wants me to do in life is to do what I would want someone to do to me. Like, for example, the 7-foot monster robot plants, I looked for 40 years to get it, and some guy who is a very important government official, actually, that person gave it to me for free. He didn't charge me. And I thought I would pay over $1,000. I was willing to pay over $1,000 for that piece of paper. So this is why it's going to my friend right after I finish this review. It's going to go there. I might try to see if I can maybe in the future get one again in better condition. He just wants it because he wanted it all the time. He's been dying for it. So I think it's time for him to go and take it apart and find out how it works, because that's his thing. Now, I just showed you guys this, and I wanted to also show you something that I received. This is and this is why I did this whole topic, because this in particular is the strangest letter I've ever gotten, and it's also a very, very unique item that I received in the mail, but it definitely has something that would fit the narrative of laser guns and space aliens and stuff like that. Well, I received a letter from a person who apparently, I believe this person works in the Area 51. I can't say much on it because, in fact, I'm covering the thing because I don't want to get into any trouble, exposing any individual that they're not supposed to even be telling me that they're working there. So anyway, guys, I'm going to read the letter really quick. I got it on December of this year, and it says, Eddie, I hope this letter finds you well. As the owner of House of the Unusual, you have a lot of interest in all things unusual. Okay, now this handwriting, I'm trying to read it through the phone as I'm recording, so in case I screw up a little bit, it's because it's handwritten, and also I'm trying to look through here. Enclosed with this letter, you will find an object that is just about as unusual as they come. An Area 52 portal pendant. Now, guys, Area 52 is the new Area 51, as they say. This one is slightly different from others that I have seen. The difference that I notice is that this one has a central stone that is blue on one side and an opaque whitish looking on the back side. As far as I am aware, the difference in color is caused by usage. The others I have seen are blue on both sides. I may be mistaken about the difference in color between the front and the back of this one. I really am not I can kind of hard to see here. I'm sorry. I really am not at liberty to go into a lot of detail about the functionality of the pendant, other than to say, think of it as a key. Okay, in other words, so he's saying, I'm sorry, let's reread that is, I am really not at liberty to go into a lot of details about the pendant, but figure it as a key, like a key to open the door of some sort. Could this portal pendants have anything to do with the strange laser type beams of light that have been seen and reported about on a very popular social media online video platform? A very popular social media platform. I guess he's probably talking about YouTube. I don't know. I'm not sure there, but I'm just posing the question. Again, guys, as you get older, you notice your eyesight goes a little. But anyway, let me see. Here it goes. I had seen something about strange laser-like lights being focused into the night sky, and a short time later, a glowing sphere or a glowing orb of some kind appears suddenly out of nowhere. Okay. I'm not saying these pendants are involved, but could they be the case? Are they somehow involved with opening up some sort of portal using a dense particle laser beam? I'm just wondering about the possibility. Anyway, guys, the portal pendants seem fairly unremarkable and fairly low tech, which to me seems perfect. Okay, guys, what I want to say about this letter, I was just basically showing you guys how weird the letter is. When I received this, the person doesn't really give me their name, but they're somehow involved in working in the government, and they work in the Area 51, 52 place. So this pendants, I think the person is saying, I need to try to see how I can get a hold of this person, that they have a few that they might be willing to part or sell. I am not sure. I think he's asking for me to be able to sell them, and they are from the area that a lot of people obviously would want to own a piece of. Who doesn't want to own something to do with UFOs in Area 51, right? Or basically, in the New Mexico area. Now, looking at the pendant, they look something handmade, and I think this is the stone he's talking about in the center of it. It's something very different. I really, honestly, am interested in this item because he was going to show me some pictures where they actually have it in some of the sites where they actually have had these pendants. And what he's saying is, what is the origin of them? What exactly are they used for? I like to look more into this. I just thought I showed you guys because ever since I've been doing all these reviews, I've been getting some kind of weird packages of people, getting Bigfoot stuff, legendary stuff, which I love. I mean, hey guys, if you have anything you want me to review or something like this, please do so. Reach out to me. Like I said, this person I could see by the box, and I don't want to divulge much about it because it is, and I don't want to put what part, but this is definitely coming from the U.S. government somewhere. The person who has done this box or sent it to me works there, and I really appreciate it, and I think he left me some type of way of reaching to him. So you're going to be hearing pretty soon about that. If I acquire them, if I could sell them in House of the Unusual, I'm probably going to list them on eBay. Now, my website right now is going through some maintenance. It's going to probably be out for another week or so. If you guys log into houseoftheunusual.com, you'll see it. And the reason it's in maintenance is because when people are placing orders, they're not coming to me. I think there's something with, I use WooCommerce as the thing for order taking there. So most of my orders are either through eBay, Etsy, and I'm doing this as a hobby kind of thing, and pretty soon maybe I'll do it full time. It all depends if you guys want to make that happen or not. Again, guys, this is the laser pistol plans. Now, if you guys do buy these plans, and I thought I'd tell you about a little thing. Now, remember, these were done in the early 1970s. So the light source that they tell you to use here is kind of like a flash bulb that was used in cameras in the day, where you would buy them, and when you had a flash, it would. So I'm not sure. You could probably still get them on eBay. You might be able to get them on Amazon. I'm sure that somebody's still making them. You can also improvise on this. The idea behind it is simple. It is a nice piece. If you do build it, guys, please send me photos. I'll post them. And now really quick, I'm going to go over a catalog that you could see. And the catalog that, because I promise you guys I would do this every week, is we'll go over this one here, the fun catalog from Abracadabra Magic Shop. Now, guys, if you notice, it's a very simple catalog. It shows a couple of things like flash paper. This guy, Bob, who owned this company, loved selling, exploding things, smoke bombs. This insert he put in here with the 1,001 items, free things you can send away for. You see this catalog in a lot of mail order catalogs, Honor House, Fun Fact. You see them all over. And it went on the Jetco Publishing. This is the same Fun House out of Newark, New Jersey. And the Fun House is the one that ran the ad with the 2 money bags. And, it said $1 million in U.S. banknotes for free. Jack Abeoff, the owner of this, used Jetco as his publishing company so he could get discounts when he used to run ads in publications. Because anybody who did mail order in the early 70s and 80s and stuff, if you were to run an ad in a magazine and you ran through a publishing company or whatever, or an advertising agency, actually would you do your own in-house advertising agency, you would get 15% off each ad you ran. So that's why, this guy from Funhouse, I was the Fun Factory, Funhouse, would use Jetco Publishing. So having said that, okay, here you go. If you see this catalog, it's very simple, but everything, and most of the stuff here actually were magic novelties and stuff. Here's the page 2. This is very simple. You'll see marked cards. Most of the stuff he sold is magic tricks. Now, this is the guy that I sent away for the 7-foot monster robot that looked like Frankenstein. So I sent away for this, and I didn't get the one I was looking for, which took me 40 years to track down. See? So I just want you guys to see the products. Vanishing Glass. Again, if you notice, every page that we're looking at here, it's usually magic tricks, floating ball. You don't see that many gags in Abracadabra Magic Shop. You do have the usual X-ray glasses, and it, their ads in comic books did very well. I mean, Bob, who again is the owner of this, I don't know him that well. I've spoken to him about 4 or 5 times. So if you guys ever, I think he still actually goes online and has a site where you can order from. I'm not sure, but making him again probably the last surviving person. Of course, Craig Taubeck, the CEO of Johnson Smith, a good friend of mine, and Lou Weiss are still around. I am probably the last company that sells the magic and novelties that were in comic books, because Bob never actually sold the same novelties, like the 7-foot Frankenstein, 7-foot skeleton, 7-foot ghost. I'm the only one selling that particular product. And you see how he made so much in smoke items? Back, believe it, in the early 80s and stuff, it was still easy to send smoke items in the mail. There weren't that much restrictions on it, which is surprising. Here, as you guys see, is Supergiant Assorted Smoke, either magic trick or smoke items. And he does sell here, horror sound cassette, talking toilet, surprise package. Everybody has a surprise package. The talking toilet is a phenomenal trick. If you guys ever did it, you would see why, but it's a really, really nice trick. This is, as you can see, this catalog probably originated when the first Freddy Krueger movie came out. There's the mask and itching powder. So you see joke and fun items, but he's got this many pages of magic trick, and then he has I think it's just two pages of jokes, 3 pages actually. See, so over here we have the hand shaker, which is the Joy Buster, shocking hand shaker, windshield whoopee cushion. Everybody sold the whoopee cushion, And then dollar snatcher, see? And then you have here the Brat on Board. I guess if you guys remember in the 80s, they sold that thing that you can put in the car with Brat on Board. That's really cool. Gorilla suit. This one here, I found it the other day. I might review it soon. It was called the Grab It Cushion. Didn't have much success with people. It didn't last, but it's supposed to be a cushion. When you sit on it, the hand comes out in between your legs, and it's a really phenomenal trick. But believe me, it sounds better in the ad than it really was. It was a total flop. But anyway, guys, right here is the coupon in the back. So having said that, guys, another great week. Until next week, thank you. I am here with the famous Hiller water gun. I think it was made sometime in the 1940s. I've had this one in my collection for some time. I don't have the original box for it, but it's a nice little piece. You can see here. It looks, I think it was one of the first ones that they ever made in the shape of the sci-fi, science fiction, I guess, with the time being where people were really looking into the skies for flying saucers and stuff. Anything that was space age or futuristic would be obviously created, or companies would create things that were good for it, or good for the era, for the time. Anyway, the gun itself, you pull the trigger here. It's got a pump in here, and if you were to take off the screw, you would see the little pump in there, and you would obviously, in the back there, see, you would put water in here, and then you have the rubber here where prevent the water from going out. You screw it on, and the gun, when it first came out, I think it had an extra ring. Supposedly this one went bad, but anyway, here's the back of it. Here's the thing, and I just wanted to do a quick review on my Hiller Atom ray gun, or the Hiller Atom ray gun. Thank you. I want to thank you for taking this trip down memory lane with me today. If you are as passionate about vintage novelties and mail-order treasures as I am, please be sure to check out House of the Unusual for more unique finds. You can see more of our archives and exclusive contents at our YouTube channel, House of the Unusual. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another trip into the world of nostalgic magic. Thank you for watching.